Coming up on the next episode. Good morning, YouTube. Here with you at 10:26 on this Wednesday. As you can see, it is raining. I'm going to do a rainy Wednesday flap. Something a little bit different. Sorry about the wipers. They make noise, but you know, it is what it is. So we're going to go for a little ride and do some flapping. Pretty good little rain coming down. I think we needed that. In addition to the rain, it cools the temperatures off a little bit. I'm going to roll my windows down just a little bit so as not to get any fogging up of the windshield. So I noticed the rain coming. Well, actually, I got a notice on my phone. I don't often do that, but they said expect rain at 10 o'clock, then it said 11 o'clock, and now it's 10:30, so that's a pretty good compromise, I guess. I don't know how well it's picking up as far as the audio is concerned with the rain and stuff going on, but I guess we'll see. I'm going to go down to the park and sit, if I can find a nice place, which, you know, the park should be pretty well empty, I would think, in a rainstorm, but you never can tell. Anyway, had a little blow up yesterday. We some things came to a head, and I am no longer hosting my granddaughter and great granddaughter. They have moved out. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this. I'm just going to suffice to say that the life of a near 70-year-old does not match that of a near 21-year-old person. Different things happen as far as their wants, needs, and desires, how they feel about life in general, and how they live their life, basically. And so anyway, that has happened, and I doubt very much if I ever have to face that situation again. I made that decision because of my own sanity. So basically, that's going to be that. Pull in the parking lot here and see if we can find us a nice place to get. Rough parking lot. Get a nice little place maybe out of the rain, so I can leave the camera going. Tree, maybe. Alright, here we go. Let me hold this window up a little bit. Let me set up the other camera. Now, doesn't look like the rain's gonna be less on the where we're sitting, so I guess I'll set this other camera up and we'll go from there. Alright, anyway, so you can hear or see me, I think now. The rain will keep coming down. Maybe the windshield will sheet enough to where you can still see out and through the camera. Not a big deal one way or the other. Anyway, that's that. That happened, and I tell you what, I slept better last night than I have in a month. Um, it was just unreal. The weight, or whatever you want to call it, lifted off of me. Um, and, you know, like I said, it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell on it again and go into it. But suffice to say, if you don't hear me mention Lexi and the baby, that's why. And so that's that. I did start on a kind of another project last night. I messed up. And I really don't know how I messed up, but I did. It was a transistor radio. It's a North American radio, I guess. I can't remember exactly what the model number like that was. Transistor radio, and I thought, well, you know, it was complete. It was one of the 13 that I had looked at. Excuse me. The one of the 13 that I had looked at in trying to find one to fit into the ultrasonic cleaner, which I did not do. But I did look for one, and you know, that was just one of them. And I thought, you know, it'd be nice to have some of these complete radios, the ones that have cases and no parts missing, things like that, working. And on that one, the only problem was low audio. It picked up. I had a radio station playing, the local radio station, and so I think I might have to roll this. Let me roll this window down over here. Hang on a second. That way it won't rain on me, but I'll have some air still. Get a little bit there. All right. Good. Let me turn the wipers off. Maybe that'll help. There we go. I'll get things like I want them here in a minute. Anyway, again, the only problem was low audio. It did not have very loud audio. It did. You could hear it. You'll hear it in the video when I play the video. And I'm not sure when that'll air, but it will air, you know, soon. So, you know, there was only 2 capacitors in there. In fact, at first I only thought there was one. There was a coupling capacitor from the wiper of the volume control to the driver transistor, and I thought that was primarily my main suspect as far as which one I figured it was. And then there was another one across the basically across the power, 50 microfarad, and I replaced both of them. Well, radio no longer works. The circuit boards, you know how these old Japanese radios are. The circuit boards are not very well done, and the trace came off on the bigger one. I thought I had it put back like it was, but I may have not done that right or something, and I may have shorted something out. I'm pretty sure the wiper was pretty cut and dry as far as where it went, so I don't think that's the problem. Now, I also, the only other thing was I could not tell what the value was of the coupling cap, so I stuck a 10 microfarad in as a replacement, thinking, you know, well, that should work, and it should. But, so that's the only 2 things I can think of. So I played around with it a little last night. I was a little tired, really tired, as a matter of fact, and so I decided not to mess with it anymore. So I will, after this flap, probably go back into the bench shop, whatever you want to call it. And I decided last night the best course of action is to take and inject a signal into the speaker and start there and go back through the transistors, transformers, things like that on the audio circuit, and find, I think the problem is in the audio, because that's the only thing I messed with was the audio. The capacitors I messed with were in the power and the audio, and that's the only thing that was messed up. Now, the only other thing could be the power cap that I replaced. I could have bridged something with it, but I don't think I did. I really don't. I'm gonna look at the video on the computer and see if I can tell anything about that. But I don't think I took the pictures of the underneath side of the solder where the solder is at, and I don't think I did that. So I'll have to take a look at it and see. I still have not come up with anything for the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm pretty much back to the older tube radios now. I'm thinking maybe of taking one of those apart. I have never ever done that to the point that like Don and Larry and Buzz and people like that do, as far as taking something all the way apart. And Ron C, I don't want to forget you, Ron. But you guys, you know, I have never actually done that, taken it apart, rewired it, things like that, and I don't know that I really want to. You know, that's a job, and you know, it would be a project that, you know how my projects go, that would last a long time. So that's another thing I'm thinking about doing. My tubes are out for delivery today. I did order a set of tubes from Bob Dubush over in Ohio, and I kind of expected them not to show up as fast as they did, but they are out for delivery today, so happy about that. These are metal tubes on the 12 series tubes, as far as 12 volt tubes, and I'm thinking maybe they will work better in that POG radio than the glass tubes because of the obvious RF that it picks up from stray places and things like that, and so I'm hoping that will serve well in the POG. Also, there is one more thing I'm going to do on that radio, and that's reverse the antenna leads. When I replaced, or when I put the antenna lead back on after taking it off to work on the radio, I don't know that I got it back right. It may be backwards. I don't know that it makes a lot of difference. The only thing it is, as far as difference is concerned, is where how the antenna is wound on the back of the radio. One lead comes from the inside track of the loop, and the other one comes from the outside track of the loop. Now, if there's a difference in that, I don't know. Some people seem to think there is, so I'm going to try that and see if that has any effect on the performance of the radio. It does pick up the local station just fine, but if you tune across the dial with it, you get the birdies, and a lot of birdies, as a matter of fact. And so that tells me right there something's wrong, something's either hooked up wrong, and there's, like I say, there's several things that can cause that. AVC capacitor, which obviously has been replaced because all of them have been replaced, is one. The other is hookup of the antenna, wrong antenna, things like that. Those cause problems like that, and I think that's our case in this one. Again, it may have called for metal tubes when this radio kit was provided. I don't know. I'm starting to get wet. Anyway, that's the thing I've got planned for the POG radio, and that's that. What else is coming up? Not sure. I want to get some other stuff done, but you know, I've got the active loop antenna. I want to play with that. I had thought about putting that in my bedroom window, but I think maybe it would be better off in the kitchen window, and I think the wire will reach into the shop just as easily from there as it would from my bedroom window. So I may try that. I don't know. We'll see. But I do want to try that, and you know, especially with my poor AM radio reception where I'm at, and see if that does not help things a bit. And I don't know. We'll see. I gotta roll this window up. Getting wet. See, the other one's got some rain on it, but that's the car. The car can take a little water. It won't hurt anything. Speaking of water, I bought some waterless car wash from Walmart the other day. I needed some other stuff, and I just ordered I think I had to order $35 worth to get a free shipping. and I ended up buying another pair of shorts and another shirt and some other items that I wanted. So I got that coming. In fact, I got part of it yesterday, the car wash and the microfiber towels for it. All that showed up yesterday. And I think there's another delivery out today from FedEx. So that's coming as well, and we'll see what that is. But like I say, on the radios, I kind of think that loop antenna will help out a lot. I can try it with the new multi-band or world band, whatever you want to call the TechSun radio that I've got to play with that. I haven't really done much with that at all, other than try it out, see if it worked, and had the alarm go off on it and wake me up. But other than that, really, I put it back in the case, and it's just been sitting in the case, so that hasn't been used much. Another radio that I played with a little bit yesterday, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, is the Sangean. I bought a Sangean AM/FM weather radio off eBay some time ago, very cheap. It was advertised as not working, and it does not work. So I started kind of tracing out the power on the really there's not much to check on those types of radios because they're all chips and stuff like that. So I thought maybe, you know, the power is just not getting to the chip or whatever, because again, there's not too much to go wrong with them. So I started checking around on that a little bit, but I could not find any problems with it so far. So I may look at that sometime in the future. I don't know. We'll see. But anywho, that's that. And rain is slacked off a bit now, as you can see, I think, here or whatever. So I think that covers up pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, other than the fact that I'm going to try to be in the shop more and get some more stuff done. I don't know how to explain it, but I've got more time now to be able to do that, and so that's going to be one of my top priorities as far as what I do and how I go about things. So I hope you'll join me for that, and also you guys let me know if there's something I'm doing wrong. As far as my videos are concerned, something you don't like, and you know, I kind of like to know, because it's good to know, you know, for the videos, if I'm doing something that you don't like me to do or something like that. You know, I'm not really saying that that's the case, but you know, it could be. Comes somebody. I'm wondering if she's just walking in the rain. I'm walking in the rain. Kind of looks that way, doesn't it? So anyway, that's a little bit of that, and I don't know. So anyway, that's that. Apparently she was waiting on a ride. So, like I say, I think I'm gonna, now that it's stopped raining, I really kind of wanted to do a flap in the rain, and I thought that would be kind of a neat, different thing to do. I was going to do it out in the garage, and but by the time I'd set up everything and get it all working right like I wanted it, I thought, you know, probably the rain would be over. And pretty much sure enough, it's done, you know, stopped pretty much. So, not saying there won't be more. It looked like on the radar there was quite a big storm coming. So, like I said, I will see about doing that some other time maybe, and we'll get that done. But, again, I don't know, 10:45. I think I probably talked long enough. Just covering some of the things I want to do and how I want to do them and things like that, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I guess you guys are still listening to me on the dash cam. Trying to play my radio, having a little problem with it. And I had this problem with AIMP music player, and now I'm trying the vanilla music player, and it's doing the same thing. So obviously I'm having a disconnect between my music source, which is the USB flash drive that I have plugged in, and the player. So obviously there's a problem there, and I don't know what it is. But it says failed to load track, storage, whatever from the media player, and that's kind of weird. So I was blaming AIMP, thinking that was the problem with it, but it's not. It's the apparently the disconnect on the USB. I may have to go back to the SD card. I don't have an SD card in there at all right now because I just wanted, the only thing I really wanted to listen to was my on my SD card was available through the little flash drive adapter that I put in there, and so that's that. I'm gonna try restarting this and seeing if that makes any difference. App. Vanilla music. Should be a way to restart this, I would think. Empty queue. I'll pull that out and push it back in and see what happens. I'm wondering maybe if this little adapter is messing up. Cheap Chinese stuff, you know how that works. Try back go to AIMP once and see what happens. Nothing's happening. It's like nothing is there. Oh, well now we have nothing there. Okay. Wonder why it's not picking up nothing. That's what it is. It's not picking up from the card. I don't know if my cards went bad or what, but I'm going to have to go check that and find out, because there's obviously a problem with it. So, alright. It just now popped in that there's all kinds of music there. It's still not loading it. I'm not really understanding why. figure that out, and I guess we'll figure out the problem. I think when I get back to the house, I'll take the card out of the adapter, reseat that, and see if that makes any difference at all. Alright, I am back once again. Again, I'm trying this. It says fail to load track, whatever, you know, it's saying that. So let me get this SD card out. Let me put you up on the other camera. See if I can show you what I'm doing here. There's their player. There's our player right there. And you can see what happens when I press play. Failed to load storage, whatever, from this is what it's saying. And so that seems to be a problem. Now this is lit up. Normally this is flashing. I've noticed that when I'm playing a music or whatever, and it's not. So I don't know if there's a problem with this. I'll see it. Now it's flashing. Oh, I bet you that's what it was. Let me see if that made a difference. No, it didn't make a difference. But very loose connection, I guess, is what the problem I'm seeing. So let me take that out and reseat that card in there and see if that makes any difference at all. Alright, it's flashing like crazy now. And it stops. Not really sure why. Let me empty the queue again. It's doing that on this, it's doing that on AIMP as well, so it's not the player, it's this. Doesn't seem to be problem with it going off now anyway. Seems like it's getting solid in there. Very strange indeed. I wonder if there's no playlist. I wonder if that's one of the problems. Says it may be corrupt or missing. I don't think it is. That should cause it to play, but it's not. Let's see if I got problems somewhere else. Let me try my local music player. If I can find it. Local music. That will usually replace something if nothing else will. Of course, it's not now. See, they seem to work better with the SD card slot than they do with this USB. I don't know why, but they do. Let's try AIMP again. I think the rain's back. Well, I guess AIMP is not going to work at all. Oh, there it is. Unable to, whatever, load, whatever it says there. I can't read it. Load, error, file was not found. So that's our problem. It is not finding a track on here. And I'll have to take that in the house and find out, but I think everything is there. I don't think it just went missing all of a sudden. That wouldn't make much sense. I'm not saying that means anything, but obviously this adapter is not working, so that's probably the whole problem with it. I'm guessing. I do know the SD card slot works, and I think flash drives work in here, but I think this adapter has just crapped out on us. Again, these are cheap, very cheap Chinese stuff, so. The thing I liked about the vanilla player over AIMP was the fact that it would play songs as it was loading songs. In other words, if you bring up a list like that and there was nothing in here, it would start populating over here, but at the same time, if you press play, it would play like that.
I used to know you when we were young.
See, it's still populating. Same time, it's playing. So I guess that's playing. Don't know what song that is. Let's try a different one. There you go, there's a good one.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park. The meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in all my places. But the horns, they blowing that sound way on down south.
Did you hear that little skip in there? I think that's a characteristic of this player, or this adapter as well. I believe that once in a while it loses connection while it's playing a song or whatever, and I think that's what's happening. So obviously it's working now. You can see it's flashing, and that's what it normally does when it's stuck in there and playing music.
Way on down south, London town. Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords. Mine is strictly rhythm. He doesn't want to make it cry or sing. If an old guitar is all he can afford, when he gets up under the lights to play his thing, then Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene. He's got a daytime job, he's doing alright. He can play the honky tonk like anything, saving it up Friday night with the Sultans, with the Sultans of Swing. And a crowd of young boys, they're fooling around in the corner, drunk and dressed in their best brown baggies in their platform soles. They don't give a damn about any trumpet playing band. It ain't.
Alright, well, you heard the thing works now. I think what I'm going to do is try to find a better one of these. Obviously, this one's not good all the time. Obviously, it's working right now, but it does quit. And so I'm going to try to find a better one of those. The reason I bought this one is because I thought, well, it would be unobtrusive. In other words, it sticks out a little bit from the thing, but it's not sticking way out here. So I thought, well, you know, that would be the thing to have. Something very, you know, diminutive and compact and in, you know, out of sight or whatever. But again, this one doesn't work as very well, obviously. So I'm going to try to find something better than that. See what we can find, and that should cure my problem. And I all along, again, I thought this was the music player was our problem with this, but apparently it's this. So that's kind of good to know. That was rules out the player and everything, and I think that's a good thing to know. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and I am home now, obviously, and again, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.